Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing another arrangement in my new series on my channel. When I walked into the flower store today, I just saw yellow everywhere. So I thought, okay, I have the perfect vase that will complement these yellow flowers. So anyways, I think we're just going to get straight into it. So here we go. Okay, so I just have a nice traditional container this time around, and I actually picked this one up at Home Goods, but if I find anything similar, I'll link it down below for you guys in the description box. And yeah, we just have a beautiful array of yellows. We have some sunflowers, some mums, chamomile, some calla lilies that I took from one of my flower beds. Just look at how beautiful that is. Oh, I love, 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 love a calla lily. And then we have some spray roses. I did harvest a really sweet dahlia that just opened up this morning. I don't know if we're gonna be using it or not, but I wanted to harvest it anyway to just take it inside. But yeah, so I have my container. So we do have a lot of flowers today. And typically what I like to do if I'm just using a regular container like this and I'm not using chicken wire, then I like to use floral tape. And I'll just make some boxes, but I ordered it and it still hasn't come in yet. So I might just have to run to Michael's and pick some up. So we can have it for next time when we do our next arrangement. But next time I'll try to use a container that's a little bit, has a wider lip so you can see how I would use it. But because we are going to be jam packing this container, I think it will be okay without the floral tape or the chicken wire actually. So we're just going to freehand this one. So I have a little bit of water in here. I have more water to add with my flower food. So we'll add that first. Ooh, perfect. And I think I was just really drawn to just these bright colors. I know we're seeing a lot of sunflowers right now. You can find them a lot in floral shops. You can find them in grocery stores right now. And I just thought like something like this would just be so beautiful and bright and cheerful inside right now. And I did just recently plant my sunflower seeds, which is really late, but that's okay. I just feel like this whole year or this whole season, I've been like playing catch up. I'm like, we have so many things to drop into the ground, but we're just kind of like, we're putting things where we want them. We're kind of seeing it. Do we like it? Is it vibing well with us, or do we want to change it? So we're just kind of taking it easy, and so we're not digging things up like we normally do and place them in other areas of the garden. So anyways, I did get this box. Actually, I had a couple of these boxes. So I did put a box underneath just because when you're making an arrangement, you don't want to be like leaning down and like, putting like pressure on your back. So it's always nice to kind of have everything eye level. And because we are going to be using this container and I kind of want to make just like a nice rounded arrangement, when we cut our flowers, we're going to make sure we're going to measure. So I'll bring it to the edge like this. Show you guys, and so you can see how tall it is, and you want to kind of measure how tall you want your arrangement to be. So I always bring my flowers next to my container. So let's say I want it to be about this length, then I'll cut it right there. That way that's going to be my tallest flower in the center there. All right, let's dive in. So yeah, I'm going to start with my sunflowers, and let's see, I kind of want mine to be a little bit tall, so maybe about right there. Perfect. And I love making that's too tall. Right there. Yeah. So I don't want to make too tall of a structure because this is going to go in my living room, coffee table. So I don't want anything to really obstruct our view from the TV because we do have lower couches. So yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of get an idea of where my center flowers are going to be, but we're going to actually go ahead and do our greenery first. When I peel off the eucalyptus, I actually keep these because they're really fun to have like in your bath. They smell so good and they're super relaxing. So how have you guys been this week? I feel like it's been such a crazy busy week. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I actually run a research lab here in Portland at OHSU. and we are just getting some stuff done. And I just feel like it's been crazy because we haven't been back in, I think, what, 3.5, 4 months. For about 4 months we haven't been back because of everything that is going on. So it's just nice to see familiar faces and kind of be back in that environment for a little bit. You know, it's just always nice to like see your coworkers again, and you know, the people that you enjoy working with. So it was pretty nice. But I definitely missed being in the garden. And of course I would love to do this full time. So hopefully as our channel grows, I'll continue to be able to do it full time, because I am just having the best time. Okay, so let's go with more green here. It's been really warm too in in Portland, which has been really nice, but at the same time, I feel like it just kind of happened like overnight, and I wasn't ready. Like, I was not ready. And you know, all of our things in the backyard, well, our backyard is not on drip yet, so we have to hand water everything. And oh gosh, it takes like 2 hours to get everything watered in, and it's just, it can be a little exhausting, to be honest, just because it is really warm, and sometimes we have to come here we have to water twice a day on really, really hot days. So yeah. Okay, so we have our some of our green filler in. I did want to, actually I think I cut these a little bit too short, so I'm going to use these just as my lower flowers. The nice thing about using your greens first in a container, if you're not going to be using floral tape or chicken wire, is that it can kind of act as an anchor for your other flowers. So in situations like this, I like to use the greenery first, and actually just trimmed a little bit of these pistachio hydrangea, the ones that are still green, just as a little bit of a filler as well. And again, all of the flowers that I am cutting, I'm cutting at a really sharp angle, so they have more surface area to drink up the flower. Okay, so this will help now with the other flowers, because now we kind of have something to anchor all of our other flowers with. So let's see, I'll do the calla lilies last. Let's go with some more carnations here. And I love carnations. Oh my gosh. I think they are kind of an overrated flower, or underrated. I'm sorry. I think they are an underrated flower, but they really are just so beautiful, and they have a really long vase life. So, and they come in so many colors. I mean, I think some people probably get turned off by them just because some of them they're these crazy colors, and you know, they're like some florists will dye them, or stores, I don't know who does it, but they'll dye them this crazy blue or purple. But there are some varieties out there that are so beautiful. So I do think, oh, I broke one. I do think they are an underrated flower to some people. And with the chamomile, I like to clean up the leaves a little bit. That way it's not, because they kind of droop more than some of the others, and I don't want that in our bouquet. So I kind of peel the lower ones, or the ones that are looking a little bit scrabbly. I just kind of open them up like that. And when you're doing an arrangement like this, when we're not doing an asymmetrical arrangement, you still want to be able to have like some height differences, just to create more depth and interest. So as you can see, like we have some things that are a little bit lower, but we will be putting some things that are a little bit higher. That way, again, it is just like a symmetrical arrangement, but it's still giving you that illusion of different height differences. Let's see this. And you kind of have to manipulate your flowers a little bit, just because if we're not using like a frogger or chicken wire like I mentioned, it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Okay. I love spray roses. I think they're so beautiful. I'd love to start growing some in our garden at some point in time. And actually, when I started dating Sergey, I would take, I think our neighbor had something similar to these, and I would take little cuttings with her permission, and I would give him these like tiny little bouquets of spray roses all of the time. And we actually kept them, and so we still have them from all these years, but I love them so much. They're so sweet. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be fun to grow like every type of flower. That's one of my big dreams and goals is, you know, when we get our property, or whenever we can find property that, you know, we love, I would just love to grow fields and fields of flowers. I think it just like, it makes me so happy, and I just enjoy this so much, you know, after a long, like it was a really long week. It was a really busy week here. And, but like when I get to do stuff like this, it's just like meditating for me. It's just, I can like just be creative and just kind of lose myself in it and just kind of, you know, go with the flow. And yeah, I would love to just have like a huge field of flowers, you know, maybe have like a yucca, or, you know, there's a lot of farmers here in Oregon right now that they're donating flowers to like hospitals and nursing homes. And I would love to do that. And I think that is just like, I love that idea. And actually, next week, I think we'll do some arrangements for a nursing home. My aunt, well, all of my aunt and my family members, they own nursing homes. So I actually grew up in them, helping my family, my parents, taking care of the residents. And so I love doing like arts and crafts with the residents, but because everything is kind of lockdown right now, I think it'd be so sweet to make just like sweet mason jar arrangements for all of them and drop it off. So I think that's what we'll do next week. And actually, I have some neighbors that are nurses, and I am going to be making some arrangements for them because they're incredible, and I'm so appreciative of all of the work that they're doing during this time. So I think it'd be really sweet to make arrangements for them. And I do have friends that work in the actual hospital. So I think it would just be like a nice little treat for them to drop off some flowers just to say thank you, you know, for all of their hard work. But yeah, and I think again, like that's just my dream, you know, like how wonderful would it be to be able to, you know, grow flowers to give away, or there's a really great farm here, or it's actually in Washington. I forget her name, but she's got the most beautiful farm, and she actually grows a lot of veggies for like underprivileged families. So every week she'll do like a big donation to the food bank. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, that is like, I love volunteering. I don't know, I haven't told you guys this, but I've done a lot of volunteering, and I love helping out in any way that I can. And I think it's important to volunteer if you're able to, you know, it's just to kind of give back, you know, pay it forward. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that is really, really neat. I want to be able to do that, you know, be able to give food to underprivileged families, because I think oftentimes, you know, they're not able to buy some of those fresh, you know, fruits and veggies, and, you know, to be able to be in a like spot to give back, I don't know. I think that's like the ultimate goal in life right there. So hopefully it'll be sooner than later, but we'll see. We're just kind of looking for, you know, the right spot, the right time, and yeah. And we'll obviously bring you guys along with us on the ride, because it will be a fun ride. So sometimes I also like to take just like a small bundle of one specific flower instead of kind of spreading them out, and just kind of bunch them together. That way you're kind of highlighting just that specific flower. So in this case, let's do that with the chamomile. So we just have a small little bunch, and we can actually just go right in the center like that and just kind of play with it a little bit. And that way you kind of have like some just interest, and you're highlighting that one flower like I mentioned. So that's always something fun to do, and we'll do that as well with the carnations. Okay, so once we get to the stage where we think we like our arrangement, you want to make sure to always double check it. You want to go around, fluff any flowers, make any last minute movements. Look for those empty holes, because sometimes we miss them, and you know, you don't want to have to go back in there later on after the fact. So this is just kind of like the time that I like to manipulate anything, pull anything out, or push it back in further. Sometimes it helps to take a step back, just that way you can kind of visually see you're not so close to it. See if you're missing anything. So like this over here, maybe I can just push these guys down a little bit. All right, guys, well, I think this turned out super beautiful. I think it looks so happy and cheerful. I love the blue and yellow together. I think blue always complements yellow so well. Yeah, if you guys have any sunflowers in your area, definitely pick some up, just because they're so fun. They're so bright and colorful and just happy. They're just happy flowers. And I'm really looking forward to enjoying these this week. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.